My wanderings took me out to the southwest, and I went down to a little area called Anadarko, Oklahoma, because some years before, I had been shown some drawings of Native American dancing symbols by Harry Smith, the guy who did the record of American folk music. It was on Folkways that everybody was listening to, and he had found it out in Seattle, and a bunch of old records and a bunch of old pawn shops that were sitting around town. Those are the days you could get hand-painted ties in Portland. Secondhand stores were full of stuff. And I had to overstep in my bounds one night, and a friend of mine took me up to Harry Smith's and just left me there with Harry, and he showed me a bunch of slides and mentioned Anadarko, Oklahoma. So I was heading west. I thought I was just going to go to Nashville, and my car just started heading to Anadarko, Oklahoma, Kiowa Apache reservation there, and came into town, and I was wandering around, went into a trading post, and I was looking at all this beautiful musical instruments and peyote beads and beaded rattles and things, and I was buying a couple of them because I liked the way they sounded, and all I knew to say was, "This is good medicine." Because Pastor Eddie Phelan had taught me that's what you say. So I was saying, "This is good medicine." And the Indian boy, probably about 16 years old, behind the counter, his hair was all cut because he was going to school, and all that. And I said, "Well, this is good medicine." I was buying a little peyote bird made of silver with a tail that waggled and everything. And he goes, "You like medicine?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Come with me." He took me in the back room, and there was about 2,000 peyote buttons strung across the ceiling. He said, "This is medicine." He gave me a little paper bag. That was my lunch. I woke up in a little camp chair in the middle of the road out in the state park. And I smelled a horse, and sure enough, I opened my eyes, and the horse's nostrils were right in my face. And I looked up, and it was the park ranger. And he was looking down over the horse's ears. And he said, "I'm sorry, fellow. Would you move your camp off the middle of the road?" And I did. I drove out into the land of the Navajo.
Holy